Alright, so now that we've got our legs animating, we're going to continue and get into animating the arms. So, um, really, what's the first thing we can do on frame 1? We can take a look at our key pose, and you'll notice that um, here on the contact position, the arms actually shift opposite to the leg. So if your right leg is forward, your left arm will be forward, and vice versa. So, and that's really just to counterbalance the weight while walking. Now, let's go ahead and get back into here. And I know that this arm sort of will be forward. Now, what I find a lot of times is that I'm going to go to frame. I'll set one on frame 1. What I find a lot of times is that not including every single keyframe or key pose with these arm joints is always the best idea, because sometimes it just gets a little bit too much. And then you can always jump back, take a look. The down pose, the arm goes out a little bit more. Okay, so let's get back into Maya. And this arm on this frame will come out a little bit more. And on the elbow also. And now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go to this arm, and I know since this foot's leading, this foot forward, this arm backward. And you can always add a little bit of elbow. And now go to the next pose, and this arm should come back just a little bit more. Okay, and now I've got those two frames. Now my next one's going to be here, technically, at the passing position, which is a good one to do, so let's do the passing position. So the arms are basically, in fact, I'm actually going to skip the passing position for now, and I'm going to go straight to the up pose. So the up pose, this arm on frame 10 is going to come forward to about here. I'm going to tap S and maybe give it a little bit of elbow bend, or even maybe backwards. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. And then here, bring this arm backwards, not too much, just enough. And this one, bring it about here. And let's bring this arm a little bit more straight. And now you'll see I got a pretty clean passing position on the arms. Now the next one I'll do is the what was I, 13? So this would be the contact. This is the down. So I'm going to go straight to the down pose on frame 16, and I'm going to bring this out just a touch more, and this just a touch more, and same thing on this arm in the back. And like I said, I'm not going for perfection. I'm just going for something that looks it just needs to look like he's walking. So frame 1 for okay, down pose, and now the passing position. I'm going to change this to frame 25 again. And now I've got the passing position. But if I just take this first frame on, let me see if it'll do it to all of them simultaneously. And middle mouse button click over, tap S. It should, in theory, it should work. Let's hit play. And it's playing a little bit weird, but let's go back to frames, 24 frames. And that jump in his body's really, really awkward. And I think it's on the rotate, so it's gonna happen right here. And I think that looks okay, but without it having some of that information. It's just a little weird. Now I'll show you a really quick trick because it's just something that can be helpful, but I don't want it to confuse you at the same time, so just keep doing it, your animation this way. But if you really are interested to learn something new, I'm going to show you right now. On the root control here, what I can do is I can take my rotate X, Y, and Z, and let's just say, or rotate X. What I could do is I could technically just delete this frame, and you'll see I just deleted just that one frame of animation. So, but it'll do it throughout the entire thing, and it can be useful and it can be tricky. So, and there is a way to do it just for this frame, but for whatever reason, it used to do it that way. It didn't do it this. As far as I remember, it used to do it that way. So I'll skip that for now because I thought it was going to work slightly different. And I was on my root control. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my rotate X to 0 for now because it's just too strange. And here also, rotate X, we're going to set that to 0 and set keyframe. And now we're going to play it back one more time. And I still see a little hop, skip, and jump in here. And let's just take a look at translation. And I think it's really right here. And I'm going to bring this back a little bit. Oop. And that's what it was, the translate Z. So instead of translating the Z on this, which I believe is really adding to that sort of hiccup, I'm going to just make adjustments to the feet and bring my translate Z to 0 on my root control, and then just slide the feet back a little bit as needed. And here, come back to this, translate Z, 0, S, and it's because I was shifting the weight, but he's not really moving too much, so keep it like that. And that's okay in this position. And this will take 0, S, and we'll bring this back a little bit, this back a little bit. And now I want to play it again. And I don't have that same hiccup, but he's really, really stiff. So we'll do a little bit of cleanup after that. But his arms are working pretty good. They're working how they should be. He's a little mechanical and robotic, but it is a loop. So we'll definitely get into sort of cleaning up this character rig in the next video, or not cleaning up the rig, cleaning up the animation, excuse me. And we'll start to get a little bit more movement out of him as far as maybe a head bob when he hits the ground. The body moves a little bit so he's not, you know, so stiff and robotic. Yeah, we'll just start adding some a little bit of character to this animation. So bring it to life a little bit more. So that's all I've got for you in this video. You can easily add in like these keyframes. It's not a problem at all on frame 13. I was just trying to show you a little trick to kind of help. And even here, what is it, frame 6 or something? Or 7? So even here, you know, just basically, and I've only done the shoulder and the elbow. Okay. And then you can even do it here on 19 and I think 22 also. So you can do these keyframes. I was just trying to show you a quick way to sort of speed up the process a little bit and not I find it actually helps with the sort of the choppiness uh, that can happen, like you were just seen with the body itself, the root control. So now I'll go ahead and hit play. Still a little, definitely robotic, but he is walking. So this is a perfectly acceptable walk cycle here. But we're going to continue pushing forward with this, and we're going to get a little bit more life out of this animation. Anyway, if you do have any questions, and it's always good to check it out in the side viewport especially. We'll go ahead and hit play really quickly. And I'd say it's working pretty well so far. I don't see any major issues with it, other than them being robotic. But as far as the key poses go, the key poses are there. So, again, message me if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much.